Welcome to Crypto Merically. Are you ready to navigate the future of finance? Last week, the market continued to see voluminous inflows. Although the weekend was relatively quiet, the idea that Bitcoin price was close to a correction was starting to dominate. When psychological resistances could not be overcome, the concerns caused by the questions when might the correction come had to be addressed. In fact, many of the upside positions, some large accounts, were closed and profits were being taken on the spot side. As such, the price could not break through the $44,000 zone, which was already a resistance zone, and there was a pullback to around $40,000. I specifically say retracement. I could have called it a decline, but in order for this movement to be a decline, the purchases should not have increased and the volumes should have decreased. This did not happen. On the contrary, people took this as an opportunity and preferred to take a position in the direction of buying. Usually in bullish periods, even a small reaction buying can take the volume to another level. A kind of snowball effect. If there is accumulation, no matter how small, and it is snowing continuously, an avalanche is inevitable. The avalanche metaphor works both ways. Let's turn to the altcoin market. Contrary to expectations, Bitcoin dominance has not increased much. This indicator already shows that a considerable amount of money is flowing into the altcoin market. There are still coins and projects that diverge in trend. Recently, the tokens of artificial intelligence-oriented projects have seriously delighted their investors. I see voluminous inflows to artificial intelligence and big data-oriented projects in the last few months, especially Fetch.ai. Injective render. This is naturally reflected in prices. While I think that minor or major trends will form in the coming weeks and months in the market, where we still cannot see a major avalanche effect, I expect that such projects will make much bigger movements. On the other hand, there are some altcoins that have not even moved yet. Of course, this is the case in terms of price. Some of them amaze me. One of them is Basic Attention Token. This project, which has a highly secure and privacy-oriented Web3 browser like Brave browser, has an ecosystem that has been developing for years. The BATI token is the currency of this ecosystem, so to speak. This project, which has 444,034 holders at the time of writing this article, has not yet been able to break its resistance of 0.26 cents. Even though it made an attempt, the price quickly relaxed. Its main target is 0.33 cents, which can be considered its psychological resistance. Closing at least a weekly candle above this point will take it up to 0.45 cents in a new bullish channel. But you must have patience like steel. This token demands it from you. When we look at the data of the BAT ecosystem, an important project of the market, we see that there are 65 million active users. The number of daily active users is around 25 million. More than 10 million BAT wallets have been created and used to date. These are important numbers. They are already signaling that it will grow even more in the coming years. However, it amazes me that this is not reflected in the price sufficiently. It has also done good volume recently, but it is waiting for its time. I can say that it is being bought and collected following an upward trend line. It is almost horizontal compared to other major coins. Although I think it has time to break the resistances in front of it, I can say that it will go on a long bull run. I cannot say buy or sell in a market environment where we can experience variability as black and white from today to tomorrow. But I can tell you what some metrics and data say. For example, if we look at the average volume for the last 1 month, it can be seen that an accumulation process has started and continues in the BAT token. This can be a compass to give us a direction for the next price movement. It should not be forgotten that, as I said before, the market is an area where human psychologies intertwine with each other and average psychologies determine support or resistance. We are trying to determine directions and take positions within this field. Finally, I would like to say that it is a good sign that the market is not paying attention to the bad news or some events that are made to look bad in the last week. In my previous video, I said that the Fed has not yet signaled that it will end monetary tightening. The other day, the Fed chairman said something like, "We are not at a time when it would be right to raise interest rates." This will give life to the markets as an assurance that the Fed will not tighten more unless there are extraordinary circumstances in terms of interest rates under today's conditions. The next stage is when they will start to lower them, and then a different story will begin. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.